often think, how would it have been for Nikhil Maheshwar, this blind musician in Sibi Malayal's Devadoothan, to have his finger chopped? Those fingers on the same musical instrument through which flowed his rhythms of love. What would it be to be haunted by those dogs, haunted by their barks, his feeble cries, devoured within the deceitful soils of brute power? What would it mean to be buried alive? It is one of the worst nightmares coming true if one is alive, inside, unable to do anything, struggles and wants to speak, has a story to tell and will never be able to tell the truth. The mere body isn't what dies. The voice, the story, and the truth is also buried. This truth longs to be seen, to be known, and has to say something to someone. In Devadoothan, this spirit of truth reveals itself through music to Vishal Krishnamurti for Aleena, Maheshwar's beloved. The beloved who has been awaiting faithfully, even foolishly, the promise of the return of her lover. But in her waiting, she is living a lie. Enmeshed in webs of pretense, she lights candles at the grave of her deceitful father, trusting in his goodness. Maybe it was not just Nikhil Maheshwar who was buried alive. It was even Aleena. It is us. We wait wishfully and remain oblivious to truth. We wish to remain as beings of habit and convenience, as perpetual consumers, unwilling to critique and question structures of power, afraid to pursue truth wherever it may lead. I am reminded of a short story by Ursula Le Guin, The Ones Who Walked Away from Omelas. The story tells of a city called Omelas, a city of happiness and civic celebration, a place without kings or slaves, without advertisements or a stock exchange, a place without the atomic bomb. But in a basement, under one of the beautiful public buildings of Omelas, or perhaps in the cellar of one of its spacious private homes, there is a room. It has one locked door and no window. And in this room sits a child. The child is feeble-minded, malnourished, and neglected. It lives out its days in wretched misery. They all know it is there. All the people of Omelas, they all know that it has to be there. They all understand that their happiness, the beauty of their city, the tenderness of their friendships, the health of their children, even the abundance of their harvest, and the kindly weathers of their skies depend wholly on this child's abominable misery. If the child were brought up into the sunlight, out of the wild place, if it were cleaned and fed and comforted, that would be a good thing, indeed. But if it were done in that day and hour, all the prosperity and beauty and delight of Omelas would wither and be destroyed. We wouldn't hopefully want to be the ones directly committing this horrendous oppression to this child. But do we look away from such oppression? Or do we tacitly consent to a lie in pursuit of happiness? A happiness often defined in utilitarian terms. The greatest good for the greatest number. Ursula Le Guin continues to write, Omelas already exist. No need to build it or choose it. We already live here. In the narrow, foul, dark prison, we let our ignorance, fear and hatred build for us and keep us here in the splendid, beautiful city of life. Maybe truth or the love of it won't always lead to happiness. It often questions the status quo and makes us uncomfortable, and it often causes inconvenience. But it surely liberates us. It sets us free, at least from pretense. There are many great men. To all of them, we offer our salutations. For the living, the dead and the unborn, let's listen to the longing of truth, to be seen, heard and known, even when it's inconvenient. Let truth crushed to earth rise again.